この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Dungeon Meshi episode 11, and I only have one question now that all the preparation is done. Y'all ready to fight a dragon? Our characters sure think they are, and as someone who has seen what dragon stat blocks look like, I'm not so sure they are. There are only two ways that this can go, really, and both of them end up with a yummy, tasty, meat-centric meal at the end. The question at hand is whether we're the ones doing the dining or the being dined upon, because I think this dragon would treat us as a snack. But we really have to succeed here. I've been thinking about this over the past week, and I don't think that there's room in the narrative for us to genuinely fail. To actually die or fail or stuff here. Even to get all defeated and sort of teleported out in the similar way to the way that we did in the beginning just puts us back to starting point zero, square zero of our little journey. So we need some success here. So then my question is, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna cost? And will it cost too much? Like, are we gonna lose something that we don't want to lose here in order to get Fallen back? I don't know. I'm not sure how to mess with this because it seems really simple on the face of it. There's this big dragon. We're an adventuring party. We gotta slay it to get our homie back. But I'm feeling like Dungeon Meshi isn't gonna let this be simple. Not when it's something that we've built up to so earnestly and so seriously. Not when we've done so much work to talk about the impacts that this dragon is having on the dungeon denizens. Not when ecology and understanding unlocks so much. I feel like for this to be really, really perfect for the story, for this dragon fight not just to be a normal dragon fight ported into Dungeon Meshi, but to be a Dungeon Meshi dragon fight, that there needs to be something more to it. And I'm not sure what that something more is. I'm really in a place where I'm excited to see what creative thing our really creative author came up with for this particular moment. And I think that all we get to do is, just like our characters, planning and then waiting for that plan to inevitably, as the very relevant patent quote says, get totally smashed by meeting the enemy. We can come up with our own assumptions and guesses as to how this dragon fight is going to go down based on all the other dragon fights we've seen, and perhaps based on all the other Dungeon Meshi episodes that we've seen. But I have no idea what's going to happen next. We could do a lot here. We could find out things about dragons that we don't know. We could find out that Fallen is more digested than we'd like, that this challenge is going to be more difficult than just killing the dragon and getting her back. There are all sorts of things that could happen, but the possibility space is so weird and so interesting that what we really kind of have to focus on, just like our characters, is the next moments, the snapping jaws and the fire breath and the giant talons, and the bigger questions all sort of evaporate as we dive into the action and test steel against scale and fang and claw against axe and magic to see whether we can best one of the most terrifying creatures invented by mankind. Dragons are so cool, man. They're so fucking cool. I mean, what's the thing? They're like a cat lizard bird. Yeah, they're like all the scary things all conglomerated together. I really like that understanding or that viewpoint on dragons. It made me think of them as really cool. And then you go into the, like, Eastern traditions and you got these crazy wingless creature snake things. But here we've got a traditional classic D&D style big red dragon in a really cool environment for it. We're underground, so it's kind of trapped, but it's a big enough space that it can scale walls and fly away a little bit. And then we're in kind of a labyrinth of this ruined, abandoned city where we could maybe use the environment to our advantage. We saw the characters setting up some traps and thinking about maybe they could drop things on it or collapse buildings on it and get an advantage that way. Think outside of their character sheet, if you will, and not just I attack, you attack, I attack, you attack, because when you play I attack, you attack with dragons, it doesn't go well for you. The dragon wins. So we need to figure out a way to change the number of attacks, to change the battlefield, to change the landscape, to win this fight. And we have to do it in a way that doesn't obliterate the dragon's stomach wherein the corpse of our beloved sister lies. We have all these independent character motivations to get here. Mostly they're centered around saving Fallen, but Chilchuk is here because he's duty-bound by the contract, you know? And Senshi is here kind of just because he wants to be and because he's curious. Like, he doesn't really have a reason to keep going deeper with us. Really, does he? Laios is here for his sister, and Marcille is right on with that because that's her friend. The stage is set. Our players are ready, or as ready as they're ever gonna be. They know as well as we do that their plans are probably going to go up in smoke the moment this thing actually starts to attack. But what an exciting place to be in. This place of anticipation, of having done all that you can, and being satisfied with that to some extent. You know, you can always, like, mull over again, and that can get kind of damaging. Sometimes you need action to just start and the thing to occur, which is what we've got. We don't get time to mull over. The dragon is here. It's now. But this moment of anticipation is really cool. This space that I've been in for this past week is really cool. And I'll share something else that's going on sort of in personal life side of things. I'm also in a moment of anticipation because last weekend, just a couple days ago, my prospective players who I've been sort of in the background for like a year now, thinking about a game to run and trying to figure out what system to run it in and trying to like get schedules to line and get buy-in and stuff. Over the weekend, I got buy-in. So I've got a group of 3 players and we're going to be playing next Sunday. So I've got this week right here to figure out exactly what I want to run, exactly what vibe I want to start our adventures in, where I want to point us, and I'm in that moment of anticipation in my real life in a very different sense because, like, playing D&D with some friends, playing a tabletop RPG, we'll be playing Shadowdark, is not a dragon, but it sure feels like it's got gnashing teeth and terrifying claws. It feels like the darkness. It feels like scary stuff and exciting stuff too. But finally, I've got buy-in and I've got the opportunity to take all these ideas that I've been brewing and that Dungeon Meshi has helped bring back into the space of my mind and apply them in a social context with people that I care about. And I'm really glad. I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to have a place for my ideas to go as we watch more of Dungeon Meshi and incorporate more of these ideas and I'm exposed to more of them. I'm really looking forward to getting to play a little bit and getting to be the dragon and be the challenges for my own friends to adventure through. And maybe they'll find their own sorts of connections and weird ecosystems to be a part of. I want to infuse my game with some of the elements of Dungeon Meshi. There's some context and stuff that's lacking from the greater RPG sphere, or at least from the games that I've run previously, that I think would be really cool to introduce. And I'm not sure how I want to do that, but I want to keep an eye out for ways and see if I can build all these things together. There are all these pieces of art and media and stuff that I care about that I want to make things that I care about out of. Yeah? It's like I've got all these raw materials, and they're not raw, they're well refined by incredible other artists and creators across the world. But I've got all these raw materials in my brain, sort of soup, just stewing, and I'd like to dip a ladle in and pull stuff out and see what it actually becomes. Okay. I was tempted to just skip doing a drawing today because, like, I want to get into the episode, but I should do a drawing. Okay, where's the thing that I was drawing all last night? I think what I would like to do first is actually show you a couple things that I've drawn over the past couple of days, and then I'll draw something new. Okay, so on topic would be this guy. I just drew like a bunch of sketches of our sort of thinner mushroom boy, being a little bit more animated and seeing how he could move if he was sort of loopy and goopy. And also I tried to experiment in that space of like making a non-human figure expressive. So I wanted like a stoic, like kind of a vibe here. And I wanted kind of like beaming, blushing cheeks and like shining kind of here. I don't know how to make those things happen at all, but I had a lot of fun trying. Over here was like a first draft sketch of like a region that I maybe want to play in. Little town of hovels over here, and like an ancient crypt or a tomb or something that kids go and they like, ooh, who can go the furthest into the ancient tomb? But all the adults are like, stay the fuck away from the ancient tomb. And then a horrifying horde of an army comes through, and our characters all escape into there, and we run a level 0 gauntlet in there. That was my initial idea. Idea round 2 was that this would be the vault of unforgotten heroes, and this would be like a place of remembrance for adventurers of the long distant past. And my idea was that I would model the rooms off of it after the various like great contributors to the world of dungeon design and tabletop RPGs. So like Arneson, Gygax, JKs, and build out different portions of this little mini dungeon in order to be parts of that. So it's got like a cool sliding apparatus for the giant stone door thing, which would be the initial place that the characters flee to and find safety, and then like a crazy room of books and secrets and stuff, and all sorts of puzzles and things, and yeah, stuff like that. So I was building that out and writing things. And this is sort of the first time that I've been inspired to like create my own dungeony space, and I've had a lot of fun with it. I don't know how I would do it if I wasn't able to frame things in geometries in space. I don't I couldn't map this in just top down. I wouldn't be able to imagine it. I wouldn't be able to think it through. So like this skill that I'm building of drawing things, of crafting things out of nothingness, has dramatically expanded my ability to build complicated things out of nothingness. And it's not exactly something that I expected going in, but it's wondrous. It feels like power. It feels like magic. Because like this space did not exist, and I just started scribbling, and the scribbles became reality, and it's real to me now. I know what these rooms feel and look like, and I've never experienced that before. I've experienced drawing like characters and having the feeling of like, oh wow, that could be real, like that could be something. But to map out a space and then for it to embed itself in my mind as though it's real without having like a picture of it beforehand, like I draw the room and then figure out what it looks like and imbue it with things based on the way that it's drawn, and out of that emerges a reality inside my mind that I can then put on paper and then share with people. And that feels again like magic. It feels like deep power. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, kind of. And the dungeon continues down over here, and I'm gonna fill this out quite a bit and have a bunch more rooms to it and a bunch more space. It's gonna break out like right about here and become like disconnected and interconnected to be like the JK's portion, so that it's all weird and interconnected. Because so far it's been very like traps, monsters, trap rooms, more traps, hidden doors, secrets, and it's like very Gygaxian. Okay, that's my whole spiel about this. So if you don't care about any of it, we're done. We're done. If you do care about it, maybe it's cool to see, I don't know, like somebody in the process of becoming. That's in some ways what I hope that I'm able to convey through these drawing portions. And I think we got a little bit closer to it the other time when I did the guy with the hair, because I went through and I pulled up a couple of old drawings in the process and was like, this is just a point in the long arc of where I'm at as an artist and as a person and as a mind, right? And that's kind of a piece of what I want to convey through this process, is that I'm a person in the process of becoming, and that in some ways I'd like to invite you into that process to witness mine and to like experience it with me, but also in doing it, maybe I can prove that it's possible in a way that's like visceral and like can be felt, can be touched, can be reached. Because I don't know about you, but I have this, maybe still have this sense like there's the world that I'm in, and then there's the world that artistic cool people are in, and there's no bridge between this world and that world. Like, I don't know how to get there. But there is a bridge, and it's like one that you build for yourself, maybe. Maybe it gets built out of layers and layers and layers of paint and ink and graphite, but I'm trying to build mine, and maybe by doing it on camera I can show you how I'm going about it and that it's possible. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is all leading to total failure, right? Like, maybe this is all leading to a place where I'm still not a useful artist and like can't turn my ideas into paper. But already that's not the case. Like, we're already in it. It's already working. It's already happening. We're already so many levels into the dungeon, into whatever this adventure is. Gotta keep going. Okay, I'm gonna draw a dragon. I'm gonna draw it with pen. Okay. Wow, that's so crazy. The way that animators simplify things down is so freaking insane. This is from Free Run. Oh, hello, kitty. I was trying to think about it, and I realized what this first one, which I very much dislike, which is why I drew the other two, because I wanted to get a better grasp on how other people draw them. Because this one was fully, like, from my mind, and it reminds me a lot of the Rankin Bass Smog from the, like, OG 1977 Hobbit movie. Looks kind of like this. Something weird and fucked up about that. Anyway, I don't like the drawing, but again, it's a point on our curve. All right, we've eaten our victory cutlets, and we've set up as many traps, plans, tricks, schemes, and plots as our little adventurer minds can think up. Now it's time to put them to the test, and by test I mean if this fails, we all die, and nobody's coming to save us. Let's see how it goes. Episode 11 of Dungeon Meshi will be coming at you in just a second. I've got the episode up. We're watching the MTBB version as before. I have been informed that it's quite possible that this episode and the next episode go together really well, so we're ready to go for that if it's necessary. We'll see. Let's go ahead and watch episode 11 of Dungeon Meshi and find out what happens when our lovely party of food-loving adventurers, and also Marcel, faces up against a big red dragon. This is where we've been aiming at. Let's see if we hit the mark. PiP timer for episode 11. I've got to do the thing. There will be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, PiP timer. There we go, I did the thing. Plans? Runes. Magic. I wonder if that's to collapse the... It is. Drinking the stuff really helped. We'll see. But using up all your magic, though? Watashi no shigoto. OP? We're coming for you, Fallen. We are. We're gonna give it our best shot. I should have done this before I... Ow. Ow. Okay. Cheers. Here we go. I wonder if we're going to repeat this sort of build-up. There it is. Fuck. Like a dinosaur. Like a brachiosaurus. Over here! You think? Alright, how smart are dragons? Oh, it is wingless. It is fully wingless. Not the time, not the time! They do what? They do what? That's so fucking cool. I can't remember where we saw one with like a spark in the back of it. Maybe that was Free Ren. Wow, we took a full blast. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Wait, did we get both pots? Clang, 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 clang. No! It'll survive. Oh, that's so scary. Now that it's been set up, that's so scary. That's not the plan. Uh-oh. That was a cool looking cut. It looked a lot like the Ikarashi running out of the thing cut. Okay, the building's going down. Dragon's in it. Oh, she floats. This is the big question. If this works, we're set, right? If it doesn't, is it just inside? Uh-oh. She just burned all her magic for that, right? Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Are you sure? You know what? They can't sense movement. Or they can't sense... They only sense movement. Oh. Please don't fuck around right now, my friend. Kensuke! Oh. Oh. He just realized. Oh, God. He just found out. Pujam! Oh. Yeah, we can stay here forever. It'll be fine. We just live under a dragon now. And don't waste your... Ugh. Shit. Cooking knife? Oh. Is it? That's smart. Self-preservation. Oh my god. Straight through the scales. It's just not a very... Yeah. Not a very big knife. You can pull it back! Pull it back! Pull it back! Shit, you're gonna lose it! Oh. That's one way to put it. That's one way to put it. It's pretty badass. It's life or death for all of us. We're part of this dungeon. Wow. So now Chilchuck is going. What trust? Yeah, get that. Fuck the sword, dude. Got him in the eye. Nice shot, Chilchak. Oh, you stupid asshole! Kensuke! Oh, my Senshi. Oh, my scene. Shit. We've jumped into such, like, interesting style here. Whoa! Is that a protection spell on her that they bumped into? Or is it the one that she cast on them? It's just us. Yeah, but don't freak out. Okay. You're gonna launch via pot? Like the dude in Pirates of the Caribbean who everybody can see the springboard? Yeah, with the explosion launch! Just explode launch me to its neck? Let's go. That's insane. What a fastball special! No, there isn't. There's only room to trust. We gotta take a leap of faith, and then he's gotta take a fucking leap of faith. Okay. Oh, that's a fun fuse. Gosh, that was almost a Fujimoto style expression face. Ow. Ow. That's not good. And your plan is? Whoa. Oh, he's letting his own legs get chomped in the jaw so he can reach under? Yep. Just for a moment. Great pain. You've only got a moment. Cots. Yeah? Blood for blood. Ooh, full leg. That might be more than we want to give up. Cool scale. Oh, that smoke is beautiful, too. Okay. Oh. Fallen? Oh. Oh. Uto! Take it off? Your body? Fallen, become a cleric. Become a cleric really quick. Whoa. So he's about to experience near death again. Oh, there she is. An exorcist is born. Take it off. And it ends up being an empathy thing, too. Orman. She's a witch burner. Yes, you're a witch child. You need to be burned. Wow, he's so encouraging. Aww. Mochiron. Is that where the dog guy is from? What? Did she think that she wasn't good enough in some way? Or that she was holding him back? That's weird. Yeah, when was that? There's only so much you can do, dude. Yeah, you did not. You did more than your job. Ooh. He's like, nah, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Yeah, give me the time. I'll take the slow. I'll take the slow path. Oh, stick those back together. Whoa. Man, the magic is so goddamn cool. Can we eat it? So can we eat it? Do we gain a level if we eat a dragon? Can I get a level? Oh my god, yeah. I'm really surprised that we victoried in the episode and didn't drag it out till a cliffhanger. Kensuke. He knows. He knows. But they don't. Mmm. You got the mithril knife. Give it a carve. Let's see if your sister's in there. Whoa. One piece at a time. What do you think the tastiest part of a dragon is? Yeah, we're like bucket brigading stuff out of here. Oh, flammable. Whoa. It's like a dungeon in itself. That's cool. That's a big treasure bag. Gems, rubies, fallen? Maybe it has multiple stomachs. I'm thinking multiple stomachs, but... Does that mean there's no way? Oh, it's an owl pellet? Oh, shit. So her bones are probably in... I wonder if, like... Damn, this is gross. This is not what we wanted to find. We just sort of wanted to pull her out and be like, revive! He found her. Damn. Oh, Julie! We found her! I mean, it's just a more expensive spell, right? I'm sure there's a way. I don't know. Wait, no. With the death curse, like, there's a way. But we've only seen, like, life get restored to people who have full bodies. What happens when you don't have a full body? We gotta go up. Oh, will this be the end of the core? I guess it kind of is. Like, if next episode, for example, if we manage to get Fallen back, we could end the core there, switch OPs, and be on to new stuff, and we've covered everything that's been hinted at. Okay. Fun episode. Did all the things, right? Really did and kind of nailed all the things for a big, intense setup for a difficult struggle of a battle. This was really cool, and it put our characters, like, we set up the plan so that we have a grasp of what it is, and then it evaporates as the monster actually runs through. The hope as we drop the building on the thing, and then the kind of despair that emerges from that when it shrugs that off and is just fine. Exemplary. Like a good example to point at of a big challenge that's bigger and more unexpected than you really expect it to be, than you can really even predict at the beginning. I like it. I like the way that we jump into different characters' perspectives, and I really like how, like the characters, some of them subvert expectations for how they're going to act over the course of the thing when challenged. Senshi's choice to run makes a lot of sense for Senshi, but Chilchuk's choice to jump out there and put himself in danger is more at odds with his stated internal character motivations, and I love that. I love that. I think we talked about it earlier, but I love when a character has one solid, like, premise for who they are. They're like, who I am is a person who doesn't step outside of my boundaries and help other people unless I'm getting paid for it. And then the circumstance arises and they do something really heroic and step beyond those boundaries. I think I brought up Snake in Vinland Saga as an example because he's like a dude who's I've got a strong particular moral code, and that code is immoral. It's like, I don't deal with morality stuff, but then when push comes to shove and the circumstances align right, he actually makes choices that put himself in more risk in order to help other people. And Chilchuk kind of does the same thing. He's like, I'm just self-interested, I'm here because of the contract. But when shit hits the fan for real, he's in the middle of the fray and he genuinely risks himself in order to help everybody else. It's the individual selfishness bleeding way to teamwork and camaraderie and companionship. And coming off of our previous couple of episodes where those things were kind of under the spotlight a little bit, with how we've dealt with the Undine and then the way that we run into Tansu and their party and the interactions that we have, it all colors this episode. Or perhaps this episode serves as like a fulfillment or a completion of some of the ideas that have been presented earlier. It's as though this was planned very effectively by the author, and the themes and ideas that come to a head in this conflict have been seeded beforehand, which is exactly, I think, what you want to see. The plan is good, right? And then she walks us through a little bit. Hell yeah, the plan is good, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna work. We're coming for you, Fallen. I like this like emphatic sort of, we're gonna do it, let's fucking do it, that we get throughout the episode from all the characters. They're in it and they're all willing to leap, right? And it's leaping for each other. It's trust in each other. Each of them putting themselves in a dangerous position, hoping and believing that the others will pick up the pace or pick up the slack. I don't know what the word that I'm looking for there is. Oh, the first moment after the OP where we do this big pan up dragon reveal is so strongly reminiscent of Jurassic Park scale for the way that it looks. It really reminds me of the big scene of the brachiosaurs, the enormous, just the way that it's partly the angle that we've chosen and the way that we scale up it, but then it looms toward us and we get this sense not just of its height, but its length as it disappears into the distance, sort of, and we can't frame it all together. Its neck towers, and there's an emphasis on making it muscular and kind of thick. I feel like dragons are often done really lithe and like sinuous, right? Kind of snake-like, but this dragon is a behemoth. It's more like an elephant with a snake attached to it that has like a giraffe neck and a giant tail. It's like an elephant or a hippopotamus. It's big and it's beefy. It's got mass and weight to it. I really like it as a dragon design, especially for like a wingless boy. I think the wingless ones tend toward more sinuous and snake-like. I brought up the Eastern-style dragons in the beginning. Woof. What a creature. Clang, 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 clang. Clang, 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 clang. And then we're into really rushing, and something that the episode does so well are these cuts of character faces moving fast. It's hard to describe. There's a sequence a little bit later where we really break into it, and Marcel is like running down a hallway and we're close up on her face, and Laios is like scrambling and we're close up on his face, and we're using these expressions and like the secondary movement of the wind flowing through their hair and just like momentum and rapid cuts to create a sense of lots of action happening all at once that's kind of too much for all our characters to grapple with. And I really like the feeling of those couple of moments in the episode. They felt really cool and chaotic. Almost there's something that emerges from them that isn't a part of all the pieces of them. It's almost like montage, even though what's happening isn't what I would call montage. It's just a sense that's grown out of the juxtaposition of different cuts, as opposed to the individual cuts themselves. This sort of sense of tension, this sense of chaotic action and scrambling and not being certain what to do next. Because the plan is certainty, and then the plan falls apart, and we're scrambling. Okay, oh, here, we go first person, 3D CG. Down the hallway. Bam, we're running. I love the clicking. I think it's so freaking cool. It's a simple thing, but it's very Dungeon Meshy to think of the biological justifications behind core elements of entities. Dragons breathe fire. What does that mean? It means that they've got to have some source of fuel, and they've got to have some source of ignition and a spark. Where's the fuel? Turns out it's corpses, it's bodies, it's flammable, weird materials. That's crazy. Where's the spark? They click their tongue. How does that actually exactly work? Do they have flint tongues? Do they have steel teeth? I don't know. I don't really care. It doesn't actually matter that much to me. Because, like mantis shrimp creating, breaking the sound barrier, I can believe that the biology works that way, and there's an explanation for it, and that's all I really need. That there's an explanation makes it so much more intriguing than just hand-waving it and being like, that's what dragons do. It's the way that they are. And then it serves as a storytelling element. It serves as a piece of the landscape, of the sound, of the show, of the feeling. It becomes a harbinger of doom. It becomes like the click when you step on a pressure plate and you go, oh shit. You hear that click from the dragon. It's like, oh shit. And that's really cool. It's a telegraphing of danger. If there's a favorite element for me about the episode and the dragon in general, it's that this little piece is fleshed out. This just little simple thing that makes the dragon way cooler. It makes it so much more real to me and so much more interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Click, click. Fuck. It's a cool scene. But of course, pots get hot. This moment where they're both just like surrendering to the might of the power of the dragon is wonderful, and then it shatters into what must be Ikarashi drawing. Like, who else? And then I think we start some of that scrambling. Scramble, scramble. There are all these scenes of our three characters or multiple characters running all in different weird ways. Senshi with the pot clanging on his head. Laios is sort of very up and down, and Chilchuk is clang, clang, clang. I think those moments glue everything together. They glue all our action scenes together, and then we get like run, 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 action scene. Run, 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 action scene. Run, 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 run. It's kind of, there's a goofiness. It's almost yakety sax playing as we're being chased by the dragon around because everything is falling apart. Click, click. But it's a very scary yakety sax. Okay, and then the way that they scramble into this building is really cool. And, like, I would guess that Kai Ikarashi drew this. Because look at it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that would be my guess. I think at this point, we're going to change the format for the episode really quick, and we're going to do Sakagaburu first instead of last. I think that's going to be a cool idea for this episode in particular, because I'd rather go through and instead of being like, I wonder who animated this, let's find that out beforehand and go through some of the cool animation that are kind of like highlights of the episode, and we'll wrap by talking about the broad thematic stuff, and then we'll decide whether we watch the next one. I was told that this kind of cliffhangers into the next one, and there is a question at the end. It's like, oh no, Fallen's dead, but at the same time, it's not like we've resolved the dragon fight. It's not like we're stuck in the midst of the dragon fight, so I'm not sure that I'll watch another one. I think I might be happy with leaving it here, but we'll see in a sec. I'm gonna grab kind of a bunch for this one, just because there's more than a little bit of good stuff in the episode. Let's take a look. Okay, this is Nishitani for this running sequence, and then the kid running sequence, and then the running sequence. And Tommy Dutch. Oh, good for you, Tommy. Shattering, and then the clomp, and then the... Wah! Okay. This is our unknown for Senshi running forward. reaching out and grabbing the thing and getting crushed, and then his face, and then Chilchuck going as well and stepping over Laios. Okay, cool. Magho. Oh, this is part of the sort of cut sequence that I was talking about as we rush up these stairs, and then we're on this face, then we're on this face. Yeah. Cut. And then they slam into each other. I really like this portion of this sequence and the couple of scenes that lead up to it. Sakiko Uda, presumed, and Monster AD by Yuto Kaneko. So Yuto Kaneko is in charge of monster animation direction, and it's Sakiko Uda actually drawing this sequence. That's cool. It's cool to have that that role separated out, because the monsters, I think it lets you silo them a little bit and make the monsters look really distinct and different. That's smart for a show like this that's so monster focused. This is the big click sequence, and it's so smooth. And then the effects blinking in and out is really cool. We pull all the way out for it. I think of the scenes here, this one from above with the stark darkness and the bright shining light of the fire is my favorite. Takuya Saito, Trigger. Chilchuck dodging the jaws and then flinging the knife into the eye. What a shot, Chilchuck. I like the way that it covers the screen. And then we cut to here. It's like we see blood and we see red the way that the dragon does. It's neat. Yoshitaka Mano. Okay, this is the sort of sketchy sequence where she turns away in memory and says maybe we shouldn't travel together, which implies that maybe what's going to happen is even if we manage to rescue Fallen, our sort of unstated internal goal, which is like, well, and then we'll go back to adventuring together like we always would. That's the way that it's going to be, right? Simple expectations is maybe not so simple because she's got some other thing that she wants to do. She seems to frame it as like she's freeing Laios from what she does to hold him back. But I don't know. Qingxiang Wang. Sorry, not great at the Chinese pronunciation. And Pin Chao Tsang. Again, sorry. Jingle, jingle. Gah! What a thing. Finally, his trust in Kensuke is betrayed. Freaking sword decides to run away. It knows that this is bad. And in the process, your boy is revealed. His secret is known by Chilchuck. Ugh, terrible. Sho Oi. Oh, the mithril. Oh! I really like these sketched out color and darkness cuts. I assume that that's what Sho Oi is best known for here, because there isn't a lot of like animation going on in the sequence. It's these really impactful, interesting, sketchy frames that are super cool looking. And I feel like I've seen as the end cards of other shows at some point. Maybe not. I don't know. But then the other thing about this sequence that I think is really fun is there's a humor to the timing and the sort of framing of things that operates as humorous in the way that like Funny Guy Straight Man goes, you know? It is like a thing happens and then we just blank on the execution of it because it didn't work as well as we'd hoped. It's like, awesome! A butter knife, stab, and we cut out to a wide just to say like, oh, well, that didn't work. And the camera says, oh, well, that didn't work. And our characters don't really have to, right? Yeah, we did it. It stabbed all the way through. Victory. And our victory shot is this. And it's like, oh, that's really silly. I really like the flow of these moments. They say something in the meta of the show, which is like, our characters are kind of idiots. They're all gonna die here. And then it pays off on that with like terror. Your attempt at success has not succeeded. I want to look at Sho Oi and see if there are more of these sketchy things. Oh, Dandadan OP. Huh. Oh, the running sequence in the Dandadan OP. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I could watch the Azoken one. And I can watch the Edge Runners one. Okay. Oh, it's just a sequence of Doc being Doc. Ooh, yeah, this fight on screen with all this crazy shit. That show, oi. Huh, okay. But not the sketchy things, just this. I mean, this is fucking cool, though. Right? Freaking cool. Okay. Yoshitaka Mono and Artist Unknown for our little cute kitty cat scene. And there's a moment when we were focused on, yeah, this moment here that I thought was really cute and character filled. It's very, very cool. Sushio! Oh, the actual collapse of the dragon. Oh, the big smoke cloud that's like so cool, and all the shadows shift on it independently as it grows and billows. But it's got like something about Sushio's smoke clouds. They look physical. They like have weight. They're almost like bubbles of cotton candy or stuff, as opposed to being like vapor in the air. They look like they have mass, like they're pillows stuffed with lead. They're weird. They're weird. Like, look at that. And you just sort of hover in the air there and hold. It's kind of like, I can imagine this drawn formation as like a frozen lava flow of burbling lava bits, as opposed to like a moving cloud of smoke. It's like it freezes in place. Sushi is a really incredible animator. We know this, but goddamn. Okay. Atsushi Yoneda, Kazuki Chiba, and Takafumi Chida. Oh, we got Chiba and Chida. This is a really cool setup into burst into action, and then the facial expression that it's really fun. And then bash, back and forth. And in a real act of like self-sacrifice, but not too much, right? Self-endangerment, but just enough to get where you need to be. Laios manages to walk that tightrope, or guess dangle from it, and stab the fucking dragon in the spot. I really like the burbling of blood from the bubble up sequence, and then the way that it sort of bubbles from his leg at the same time. It's kind of like when two characters like punch each other in a boxing match. You know, it's like we're taking each other with us. Yarr. That's cool. It's cool. Even in its last moments, the dragon is still dangerous and still takes something from us. And that answers kind of part of our question is like, what's the unexpected? What's the twist? And I thought it was just this. But then later, it's that she's full digested. It's pretty bad. Okay, I see Kai Ikarashi. So here's this cut where they raise their hands, and then they're here, and then they burst into running. And as I said, I thought that was Ikarashi. And then we're running, and then the one that he jumps into they jump into the doorway as well. But also these scenes of them, like, the weird running scene. Weird. They're not weird. The fun running scenes where each of them is so character-filled. And Yakety Sax is playing in the background in my mind. And we burst into this hallway. Fuck, Ikarashi. Oh, and here. Clong, clong. Alright, I gotta look at that. Just like the escape from the Undine scene, there's so many individual things going on here. It's a very similar framework for the running cut, but it's just like the debris falling and the level of expressiveness is so different. Senshi's got his helmet. Oh, he gets hit in the face again. It's still smashing through it. Ah! Wild. Okay, and our last cut by Ichigo Kano. Smash. Oh, there's like one frame in here that I want to see. Oh. With the needle in the eye and fuck. Okay. Goes for the sword and it's stuck. No. Oh, and we get those little lines, those emphasis lines. Wow. And then Senshi emerges and becomes like a mask of emotions as he's... Whoa. That's really cool. And then this pull through is almost like an Obari punch. Like the pullback for one, pass through the eye, and then we're into the sword being pulled back. Yeah, it's like a reverse Obari punch into an Obari punch. He flings it, and we can see the eyes of the fling, and then the space all warps perfectly. Oh, there's the frame of the eyes too. Eyes. I'm not sure if they're eyes. They're whatever they are. Clang, catch, boom, pow. Oof. And then clonked in the head and down. This. I just want to see it again. We get one as he pulls through and throws Chilchuck. Bleeding out through the nose. And then one as he pulls back, grabs the sword, flings it, sort of holds it behind him. We pull up through the eyes, and then he flings it forward. Yeah. What a fun take on some classic, like, animation tricks or techniques or styles and stuff. Incredible stuff from Kana once again. I agree, Gibson. Love the interior shot of the sword with Kensuke's eyes. Yeah, that was really cool. Okay, those are the cuts for the day. Let's talk through the rest of the episode now that we've got them and we can place them, right? Here's that wonderful Ikarashi sequence, and then we bring down the house. Boom. I'm surprised that none of the slow-mo scenes here, or like her floating down onto the building and stuff, were in the top 10 on Sakugaburu. But I guess they're not like that animated because we cut away from it and let it happen in the background as we're like hoping. You know, we're hoping that the plan went off properly. We did it! And then it doesn't even care even a little bit. Boom! Just a little closer and I can reach it, but he's foiled by Kensuke. And Chilchuck realizes. And then it's real desperation. Oh yeah, Senshi's axe is shattered, so we're gonna have to find a way to do that. I think we have to go to the surface. These are gorgeous. Thank you, Sho-oi. Our one really solid idea, like verbalized idea here, is that we get backed up into this corner. We're retreating. We're in a bad situation. We keep retreating from the dragon. We don't have a way through. We don't have a weapon. We'll be turned to cinder by its fire breath. Senshi says, I'll do it. I'll draw its attention. I'll sacrifice myself, right? Like, I'll put myself in danger. What? Senshi, don't do it. It's too risky. It's too scary. And Senshi goes, my homie, you get it, right? We're on the same page here. The page is what we've established for the last 10 episodes. You and me, we're a part of this dungeon. We're living creatures here. Every creature in this dungeon follows a rule. Eat or be eaten, kill or be killed. You do everything you can and everything you have to do without doubts, right? Like trees don't doubt that they should grow, nor does this dragon doubt that it should be monstrous and go and devour things, nor do the frogs doubt that they should eat people who come into their domain, nor do the tentacles doubt that they should capture things that come near them. So neither should we doubt that we should do difficult, dangerous things in order to survive. That's how it goes. That's the life that we're in. That's living. That's what it means. And I think that's like, works in the dungeon, works outside the dungeon in real life too. You know, sometimes the chips are down and you got to do something crazy and put yourself at risk. Otherwise, everybody around you is going to die. Like, seriously. Sometimes you got to go outside into the dangerous world or you're not going to eat tomorrow, you know? And that's the way of the dungeon, and it's the way of the real world too, in many ways. So, with that context, Was there one monster of all the monsters that you've eaten so far that didn't give their utmost effort? The nature of these natural creatures is to give their all to survive, right? And here we are in a situation where our choice is to lay down and die, to keep retreating, to go down a path that has no good ending for us, or to make a change, take a risk, and do something crazy and alter the course of history, to change the future for ourselves. And instead of leaning on some big moral idea that's like, humans have value and we have to survive because we're good for the world or anything like that, he takes it to the simplest, most like basic animal place. You're alive. Other things don't want you to be. You got to do something about that. Or you're alive. You need certain things in order to survive, and it takes struggle and effort to go and get them. Then he willingly engages in struggle. He steps forward. If we don't make desperate efforts, we'll end up as the eaten. If I take that and I apply it to the real world, what I come away with is the sense that it's all a struggle, an ongoing, continuous, never-ending struggle. And the moments when that falls by the wayside and one feels at peace are a respite from that, but they don't mean that it's gone. Time is ticking away. The world is marching forward. You need to eat. You need to survive. But you also need to like carve out a space where you can live and exist and have more of those moments of peace and respite. And I think that carving part, that building yourself into someone who can survive, and that building a space around you where you're a buffer, maybe, takes those desperate efforts. It takes like forging out into the unknown and establishing places that you feel comfortable, that you're capable of. It's a cool framework. It's a cool framing. And I think it builds pretty seamlessly off of the ideals that we've presented over the course of the show. And so it does kind of my favorite thing, which is we have a conflict that embodies or brings about core themes, core arguments of the show. But instead of this being a conflict between two characters that have different ways of being, you know, this is just a conflict between two groups of creatures that both want the same thing: survival, to go on, to do what they do. Of course, the dragon is a little bit more monstrous and a little bit, I don't know, more territorial, but it's still just an animal, just a creature acting out in its way. Although it's also a monster tainted by the auras of this fell place, you know? So, there's a weird sense of camaraderie, but also inevitable enmity. Like, we can't befriend the dragon. We just got to take the risks necessary to beat it. And those are big risks, because it's a big monster. Senshi getting crushed is pretty heartbreaking. It's a spooky thing, but he's a hardy dwarf and he survives it just fine. And then the moment that Chilchuck trips him, I think really stands out as well. Idiot! What the hell is the point of his sacrifice if you rush out? You're the one we're going to rely on. You're the one who deals the final blow. Chilchuck doesn't put himself in this position. He trusts in Laios. It's like, it's a level beyond trust. It's like, you idiot, don't sacrifice yourself. Let us sacrifice ourselves so you can do it. It's cool, but it also, just like the opening scenes where Fallen saves him, right? Sacrifices herself. It puts more survivor's guilt onto Laios a little bit. Or maybe it could. Retreat! Figure something out with Marcille! And he believes that they could, which is really cool. Knife to the eye is awesome. Chilchuck is a capable fighter. I just wish he was more willing to fight, you know? Because when he actually puts his mind to it, when the chips are down, it's pretty awesome. And Senshi, too. I'll be right back. Yeah, clonk, nope. Okay, I love this sequence. Bam, 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 bam. Snap two. Da, 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 da. And then they smash together. Really cool. Everything we've done has failed. But he's got a plan. A plan that that wouldn't work without the knowledge of the adamant, the understanding of Marseille's powers and abilities, the knowledge of the biology of the dragon. All of it. He needs it all. And I said something like many episodes ago that was like, what does Laios bring to the table exactly? And the answer that I came to was knowledge, was information. And in a context like this, it's like the interdisciplinariness to piece things together. Like Senchi's this wealth of kind of herbal knowledge, right? Like ecological knowledge, but applying that in dungeoneering, he's not so good at. Marseille's a wealth of magic and skills and stuff, but those don't always apply super well because she doesn't completely understand the nitty-gritty of the dungeon stuff. And Chilchuk is reliable on certain fronts, but it's Laios' willingness and ability to see all of their skills and kind of organize them and lead that makes him a leader. And it makes him kind of the leader of the team, for real, for real. That's cool. I've got something in mind for that. I really like this moment when she says there's no more room for failures. No room for more failures. And he goes, I don't plan on failing. Of course you don't plan on failing. But what she's saying is like, this is it, man. You better be sure. But with that said, with that little bit of doubt stated, because she seems to need to say it, they're able to launch forward and actually do it. And she really does put the trust in him. Woo-wee. And she ends it like right before she touches the staff down. Are you sure you do have a plan, right? It's question, and then I believe in you. It's like uncertain, but I'm sure about this. I'm going to believe in you, and I believe that whatever you've got going on is going to work, because I have to. It's cool. It's cool. Fun scene. Painful sacrifice, but I love his mental map of it, his like way of thinking about it. It'll all be over in an instant. He's facing down temporary pain. It's like, man, this workout at the gym is really going to hurt, but what I'm going to get out of it is going to be really good. And internally, that's so powerful. It's so powerful. It's like a similar impulse to the one that when Senshi runs out and grabs the sword, it's like, I'm going to put myself in danger so that we move forward. Every one of them, Marseille included to some extent, but just because of her role, she's a little bit further away from the action. Every one of them has to engage in that same, like, it's life or death, I'll sacrifice if I have to, kind of moment. But again, Laios needs to walk a tightrope here. Compared to Fallen's pain, it's nothing, but you could die here and lose and fail and it wouldn't be good. But no, he walks the tightrope, swings down under, and stabs that bitch in the scale. Boom! Dragon down, everybody. As he's bleeding on the ground, we fade to another memory where he experiences near death. Yeah, I think that's meant to be the connection between them. But it also reveals this moment when Fallen emerges as a priest, emerges as a cleric and somebody capable with spirit magic. This feels poignant. It feels powerful. And so does especially the lines about like splitting and separating ways when they start out their adventuring so united and so together. I wonder what this is a setup for. I wonder how this will pay off in the future. I don't know. I really like the small feeling of this village and the graveyard. When they said graveyard over here, I was kind of expecting like a big cemetery with like wrought iron fences and lots of headstones and stuff. But instead, it's like a small village cemetery. It's small scale. This is where they started. And we haven't seen a lot of information about that yet. Ooh, it's good and spooky. And then she does what she needs to do and emerges somebody new. Goodbye, Laios. The repairs are horrifying and good and fun. It ends up being really grim work. Instead of, like, I don't know, I think what I imagined is we slay the dragon, we slice it open, and Fallen's body, perfectly preserved, falls out with, like, a bunch of gold and some other adventuring gear and some other corpses of weird monsters and stuff, and we go, oh, that's neat. I wonder, oh, the cool stuff that the dragon ate. Let's take Fallen's body and we'll go do what we need to do with it, and we're all good. This is morbid and hard. It's like we're sifting through an owl pellet for rat parts. Deeply dehumanizing and yeah, morbid. And then we find it. And then we find it. Okay, then. Fallen is not doing well. Okay, I've decided that we're going to watch the next episode as well because, well, two things, really. One is that I would like to find out what our next step is with Fallen. If that's to make our way all the way out of the dungeon and find somebody with great healing magic that we can pay a bunch of money to so that they can heal her, dope. If that's doing some weird, terrifying ritual down here, dope. The other reason is that we haven't cooked. And I feel something is missing because we haven't cooked. I want to eat a dragon. I want to know what dragon tastes like. I want to know what we can make out of dragon. I want dragon steak. I want dragon steaks. I want to see dripping dragon fat juices. I want delicious dragon steak. I want to take the parts of the dragon that make the clicky ignite stuff happen and use those to roast the dragon. I want to roast the dragon in its own dragon fire, unless that's made out of hair fire, in which case I don't want that anymore because that's gross. I want something unique and dragon-ish. And then I want to, like, take the dragon scales and make something cool out of them. I want something permanent that our party gets out of this, because this is a serious fucking boss monster. Can we get a tooth or a fingernail or something to turn into a sword or a shield or just something, something cool? I want to do the monster taking apart stuff. This is a really cool monster, and I mean, in my mind, a dragon and all its scales and all its teeth and claws and blood and stuff are worth so much on the surface, like so much money, that I feel like we have to take its stuff back up to the surface. Otherwise, we're being wasteful. But maybe they've got a different idea for what to do with it. Or maybe they don't see it as that useful at all. Most definitely, they're gonna eat it in this episode. They're gonna eat some portion of this dragon, and I want dragon tail steaks. I want dragon tenderloin. I want dragon tongue tacos. I want dragon birria. I want dragon barbacoa. I want dragon flank steak. I want dragon belly, like pork belly but made of dragon. I want dragon skin but like fried up crispy like chicharrones with crispy little crunchy bits of scale in it. I want all the dragon stuff. I want to eat it, and, and I want to eat it. Okay? Okay, so let's watch episode 12, correct, of Dungeon Meshi, and see, now that you've defeated a dragon, how do you eat the dragon? Beep beep timer. It's not good. How do we restore something that's been so destroyed? Good thing we got a big body full of calories. We have a bunch of that. Oh, you gotta bring living creatures. Yeah? But we don't have a revivifier. But she can do it. Oh? Whoa, what, Marcel? There is no good or evil in magic, eh? I don't know. A spell that binds souls to bodies doesn't seem very good, but okay. I wonder if that'll do anything to her. Like, does some part of the dragon's soul come along with? Oh, his blood? Her blood? Oh my god. We are doing it. You got an anatomy textbook? Oh, if we can put together a warg, then it helps us find where the other bones are. Like, we can find the bones that definitely aren't her. Okay, cool. Ugh. Yeah, a lot of the, like, arm bones are gonna be really similar. Although they'll be weight-bearing and wargs and different. This is a tough challenge. I don't know how well I would be able to do without an anatomy text. God, the foot is so complicated. Oh, man. Huh. I wonder if that changes in the, like, you know, the thing. Of course he's enjoying it. It's a puzzle. Our autistic king. Puzzle! Ooh! Okay, Fallen and wargs. So what happens to all the other creatures' souls? They just go naturally, normally? Okay, we got one circle and another. Gosh, the blood that's covering her is crazy. Forbidden magics. Ugh. Oh, that's some Full Metal Alchemist stuff. Yeah, actually, I've learned that this is a bad idea. Maybe we should stop. I don't know if this creature that comes out is going to be fallen. Whoa! Her hair's all crazy. Did it work? Yeah, she's just a blood creature forever. Gosh, she's been dead a long time. Yeah. Okay. Does it wash off? Hey, you did it. Maybe we need some dragon steaks, baby. Oh, the blood is fading. Good. Sick nasty. Let's go. And she remembers stuff. She's not gone. It's the same soul. She's a little disoriented. She's been in a dragon tummy for a while. Heard a lot about you. It's time. This is what we're here for. Hmm. Oh, the soap that she made. Yep, this is Yuri. Definitely Yuri. Altering aperture. Changing angle. Yep, that's Yuri. Otto. She about to kiss magic into her? Oh, kinda. You can just do that? Oh, but she does. Oh. Uh-oh. That scares me. Yeah, what's the last thing you remember? She knows enough to know that was bad. Hmm. Yeah. This whole scene has been done really tastefully. Like there's an element that plays off the relationship that is the joking Yuri stuff, but like it's really just friends. It's a long story. Cook. Hmm. Hmm. A what? A what? What's a token? That's a big intrigue. Big intrigue. Because there's dark magic here, man. New hairstyle. Fair. So you'll defend it, but you're not sure. Yeah, it's all part of the story. Oh yeah. It's time. It's time. We're heading into the second half of the episode. Oh, explosions. Fuck. Is it it's probably outgassing. Sentry, stop. Now that's a quick cook right there. All right, Marcel, you ready to do some more black magic? No, you did not just carbonize the whole dragon. Oh. Unconsciously. You're different. Yeah, it's good while it's on our side. It's gonna keep going for a long time. Maybe we can roast it from the inside? Hmm. Gonna use a dragon oven to make buns? Oh, I don't know. Maybe pizza? Yeah, it looks like pizza. Oh. Tail! Ooh, oxtail. Ooh, big steaks. All right, now we're fucking talking. Steak and pizza? Fuck yeah. What? Why not? Oishi. Yeah. Yeah, real food, dude. Oh, it's chewy. Chicken lizard thing? Chicken snake? Oh. Huh. This comparison is really interesting. Yeah, chicken snake, basilisk. It's perfect! I'm glad that he's excited about it as sort of the show makes it. Hell yeah. Your brother loves eating monsters. Let's go! She's into it. She wants to know about it too? That's so cool! Oh man. The way she listens to her brother. Yeah, we decided against it. Well, it turns out. This is so cool. Well. Hi, Kensuke. It's so cute. Pulmonata? I'll fight you. But now it's my friend. Hell yes. No. Oh my god. But Kensuke. Gotta be careful of that. No, don't eat Kensuke. No. I'm against that. I'm waiting for something weird to happen. Oh. Uh. Lady, you seeing spirits? Probably. He knows. Because of their childhood, that makes sense. So she's always been able to see them, kind of. Mm-hmm. 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 That's love. Scritch, scritch. I wonder if something's gonna come of that. Oh. Not if she heals it fully. Whoa. What do you think? Hmm. Hmm. really loves her. If there's anything this episode has sold me on, it's that. Okay, now we're in waiting for dark stuff to happen again. I'm scared. Waiting for her to grow a tail or dragon parts or something. She gonna go say hi to the creature that she's been inside for so long? What though? No. A new person emerges. Wait, is that the bard? From the paintings? If elves are really long-lived, and I'm guessing she's a dark elf, I'm guessing she's a she. But finding the dark magic is really interesting. Okay. Hey! Victory and aftermath. We managed to do it. It all kind of works out, and the only sense of something being wrong is this strange feeling in the back of my mind that, like, something we haven't seen or experienced yet went weird with the ritual that she did. On the surface, everything seems fine. Fallen's back, but the weird magic that she has now, and just a strange sense, makes me wonder if what we're doing is teaching us that black magic is not to be messed with flippantly through showing us. Through one of those situations where Marcille doesn't know exactly what she's done, actually. I don't know. I'm totally fine if that's not the case at all, and I've totally misinterpreted, and Fallen's fine, and everything's good. But I've got this strange sense that we've done something big wrong. Big interesting. It serves as a cool transition point to thinking about and focusing on, once again, the magic of the dungeon as a whole, the magic of life or death, and how Marcille's own goals and motivations fit into adventuring here in a way that we kind of didn't understand before. That's really interesting. I like the whole sequence. I like how afraid we are and how much pressure there is and how it seems genuinely hopeless. And that's a really good setup for Marcille to do this dark magic stuff and everybody else to be kind of okay with it, even if they're scared about it. It's not honest magic, but still. Don't do it. No good will come of it. And her response is rote, is very pat. There is no good or evil in magic. It doesn't have that innately. It's how you use it. And I wonder if that's true. I wonder if that's really true, or if there are magics that inherently corrupt, you know? That, like, do something to break the souls that you're playing with. I don't know. I'm imposing this. There isn't evidence in the show to demonstrate that, but with the evil, like, crazy, weird magician who has created this dungeon and the sort of foul soul-binding magic that exists here, it makes me think that that could be a path that we could go down. Do it. Bring her back to life. And use dragon flesh. I wonder if it's just the use of the dragon flesh that brings about the new power. I don't know. I feel like it's worse. I feel like this was a joke, but then it doesn't end up really getting played as a joke. It's silly in kind of the same way as her saying that Lyosa was only good at pretending to be a dog. It feels like it's meant to be that same kind of joke, but it's very serious. It's like not silly at all. It's like, I'm gonna piece together the dog bones. It could help avoid oversights. And this is like not a simple challenge, especially without anatomy texts and the knowledge of it. Turns out Marciel's really good at it. I don't think that I would be able to put together the parts of the center of the foot. The bones are weird. I know that if I put a person together, they'd end up with like toes for fingers, and like something is not where they should be. Tibias for arms. But blam. Beautiful skeleton. Okay, the tone and angle choices for this act of magic are really neat. Stepping into the circle feels really deeply impactful, and then there's just this moment where she raises the thing and then says something and then pulls it up a little bit higher so that we see her eyeline. Puts it into stages instead of just all at once. And then she slams the roots down and they grow out and begin bleeding into the circle. Whoever thought of the sequence here, it's really cool. If we're doing forbidden magic, it should feel weird and forbidden. Like sucks blood up into it and it burbles up and forms the mass of the thing. And then we turn to show everybody else's expressions to give us an emotional touchstone as well. And the touchstone is, nope, this is bad news. Then we get this frame. Oh, man. Really reminiscent to me of nothing more than Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Of like, here we go. Foul magic. Her hair blows and changes. Becomes a tangled mass like she's a blood-soaked seer, Okay, and then this cut is so fucking rad. Whoa. It looks like something that I haven't seen except in, like, movies. Like, there's bubbling stuff in Akira-level movies in that era, and a couple of the OVAs of the 80s where stuff is, like, burbling and bubbling. You get these crazy monsters and things. Like Cyber City OEDO 808 and Vampire Hunter D sort of area of stuff. But this moment is so smooth and weird and gross and high fidelity. It shapes itself into a being. Talk about an understanding of anatomy. I mean, we're not like building the thing layer by layer of muscle. It's burbling blood and stuff, but still it's believable, and that's incredible. So let's go find out who animated it, because I'm guessing that's the top cut of the episode. Oh, it's the only cut listed on Sakagaburu for the episode, and it's Ichigo Kano. Eee! And then whoosh, and then whoa. Goddamn, Kano. That's cool. Okay. Cool that that's the only cut. Now I don't have to go look later. But that also makes sense. Besides this, there's not a lot in the episode that's animation-focused heavy. It's a lot of character interactions and sweet, simple things, and the cooking sequence is pretty and stuff. It's all deeply watchable and a whole lot of fun to engage with, but it's not like, animation, bombast, crazy. That's mostly taken up by last episode, and that's fine. Wham, bam, did it work? It sure did. And starting here and moving forward, there are a bunch of scenes that include nudity, just sort of by nature of the scene. Like she wakes up in the nude, and then later we're in the bath. And at no part does it feel perverse or voyeuristic. It just feels like characters having a time existing and doing stuff. And I like it. I like it. It felt, I don't know, simple and natural and normal and not like shooed in order to titillate the audience, and I really appreciate that. Waking up from death like this is quite an ordeal. She's able to say just a couple of names, and yeah, she's confused and really out of it, but man, she's back, she's alive, and it's okay. Here we get to see, we've been building it, but Marcial really loves Fallen. We can interpret that as romantic or just friendship, however we please. The show has been sort of light on heavy on implying and light on confirming, which makes sense and is totally fine. I don't need the characters to be in a romantic relationship. It doesn't matter. But what I do need is to believe that they care about each other. What I do need is to believe that Marcial really cares about Fallen, and to believe that Laios really cares about Fallen. And this sells me on that, and the way that they piece her together from the bones, and the way that Laios comes and embraces her in a moment, and kind of doesn't know what to say. It sells that to me. It sells the bond and the relationship between these characters that sort of proves that these last 10 episodes of going and delving into the dungeon to save her have been meaningful and worthwhile. This is what we were striving for, and we've reached it, and we're really, really goddamn glad. Hey, this is Senshi. Let's make a meal. Okay, so here's our scene, and she's insistent on washing her because she loves her, right? And again, I don't mean that necessarily romantically, but it's like she wants to take care of her. She wants to make sure she's well. And she's pretty touchy-feely and stuff. So it definitely goes a little step beyond just light implication, especially when we do like hands grasping and stuff. This is a kiss setup, you know? These things are unsaid and unspoken, but it's a full kiss setup that just leads into a handhold, lewd enough on its own. It's a cool dynamic. I think I would be really proud of the show if it jumped from broad implications to actually cementing something here. That would be really fun, but I don't need it to. It doesn't have to do that. I don't really care. Power welling up within me. Yeah, that makes me worried. It makes me worried. Anything that's really different and is burbling up within you without your complete control after a weird resurrection with dragon flesh involved and black magic scares me. It makes me think that maybe if Fallen doesn't, she says it like a bunch of times. Marcial says, don't use magic, like hold back, don't use magic, you've got to recover. But like, what if she's got too much magic? What if it's like bursting out of her, and if she doesn't use it, she explodes? That's one way that this could go. I don't know. There's something weird going on. It's all a big blur. But her questions, the way that she asks, they're all about other people's safety and other people's well-being, and worry that other people have put themselves out or put themselves in danger in order to help her. She's very other-focused. She's very not focused on her own well-being. And it fits perfectly for somebody who's so charitable and is a cleric, is a healer, a giver. That's not, and what's up with the magic circle? And it seems like it's going to be judgment, but it's not quite. It's worry. It's like, if you had to do that kind of thing for me, I don't want you to have to do that kind of thing for me. I really like this moment where she begins to be like, if I forced you to do something like that, and we don't get to follow the thought through, it's like, maybe the thought is something like, then I wish that you would have just left me, right? But instead, Marcial stands up, and it creates a ripple that invalidates this opinion. It says, like, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to say that. Put that shit back away. That's not how we think about this. I made the choice. She stands. I really like that. I like the ripples interrupting. It's fine. And in this context, Marcial reframes all of the stuff that she's been complaining about for 10 episodes as just part of the journey. And that's magic. That's magic right there. Because now that we've reached a goal or we've reached a point, all of those temporary struggles reveal themselves to be temporary. In the moment, they're the most painful thing ever, but they were just a moment of despair or discomfort. Just like Laios takes on a moment of discomfort, of pain, in order to get where they need to go. Those were moments of pain in order to get where we needed to go, which is here. But now they're all just stories to laugh about. What a big change for Marcial. Everything worked out, so don't worry about it. And we can erase the circle, but we don't do it in time. Ooh, baby, we do not do it in time. If it weren't for the frogs... Okay, so what's next, man? What are you gonna do? Talk about black magic, darkness, And then we play it off as a joke, but it's going to tie into our plot threads in just a moment, isn't it? I love that she puts her hair up into yet another hairstyle. Wonderful. And cooking. Or at least exploding. It's not exactly clear to me how the magic protects them all. Oh, I guess it creates this bubble around them. Yeah. But it's her. Without even thinking, without even chanting. So this worries me. Because, like, here, so far, the magic has only acted in our best interest. But what if that changes? What if she starts randomly casting spells out of control? That's not good. Not good. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a version of this story where she, like, becomes the archvillain. Like, her spirit gets taken over by the spirit of the magician. Our weird resurrection ritual allows something else in instead. And so she starts to change and eventually parts ways with us, being like, time to go adventure on our own, but really she's going off to take her rightful place as ruler of the dungeon. I don't fucking know that. Maybe. I just felt I had to protect everyone. Hey, but maybe we could cook with it. God damn it, it's a pizza oven. So silly. I love the food. I love the way all the dragon steaks and stuff look. We get a delicious goddamn meal. I love Laios waxing, so like, poetic about the meat. Its particular qualities. It's different from anything else. It's like a dude at a steakhouse. Guy trying elk for the first time. So gamey, so meaty. And I really love this scene where Fallen sort of quietly and enthusiastically encourages Laios to tell her about all his adventures. And we see how they click together as siblings. And, like, it's one of the first times when Laios has been able to, like, fully engage in just telling somebody about his little special interest without them responding like, oh, I'm not sure about that, or just being a part of it. She, like, by being interested, allows him to shine. It's part of the way that she brings light to other people, isn't it? That's cool. Amazing! What monsters did you eat? And then it leads into talking about the sword, and they imply that they're gonna eat Kensuke, which I really hope they don't. I really hope they don't. I want to check something when Chilchuck opens this door. What's going on here? He's, like, looking for false stuff, but this looks like it's a door that's just a door straight to a wall, which is quite weird. Am I wrong in thinking that that's what's going on? Because it looks like he just closed this door. The window is open next to Marcille, but the door that he's at, he closes. And now that it's closed, that means that the wall is behind it. He's not, like, opened it all the way and he's looking at the wall behind where the door swings. He's like, the door closes directly onto a wall. That's weird. Little spirits. But nothing scary about being able to see them. Really romantic little bed scene. Some healing. Some love. And then here we are, a party. A group. And something dark happens out by the dragon. Okay, I gotta see this face. Dude, that's that character. You were in the paintings in the past. My sincerest hope during that episode was that somehow we connected those paintings from the past to whatever's happening in the future. I thought maybe we would find other paintings somewhere else and continue to follow that story. I did not think that this character would still be alive. That we'd be able to meet them. And that they might recognize Laios, right? They might think that Laios killed the king like 300 years ago or whatever. So, curiouser and curiouser. We have achieved all our stated initial mission objectives. We have fallen back, but there might be something weird about her. And there is definitely something weird about the dungeon and something strange going on. With all the setup of, like, faction play incoming, and then this stuff here, we have the opportunity to trek back up to the surface and figure out what we're going to do next and build out the next stage of our adventuring story, whatever that's going to be. Whatever it's going to be, I really look forward to it. For a first arc portion, which is really what these first 12 episodes have been, and I wonder if we get a new OP next episode, or maybe the episode after. For a first arc and first core of a show, this is really clean, right? We start off with the premise, the dungeon itself, loss of sister, let's get going. We get going, we meet Senshi, we adventure, we eat stuff, we learn about the dungeon, we come up against the obstacle that we've been seeking the whole time, face down the big challenge that we've been going after, and succeed. It's a mixed success. We lose some things along the way, but nothing we can't heal from, nothing we can't repair, we think. Concluded. What's next? The dungeon hasn't evaporated. The storylines and plots go on. Chilchuck asks, what's next? Money becomes an issue. How does life go on from here? And something about a token? What's that? What's the token for? Is that a token to enter the dungeon? I have no idea, and I'm really excited to find out. We will find out next time when we watch the next episode of Dungeon Meshi. Thanks for coming with me for the conclusion of this first portion of the series. I liked it. I really liked every bit of it. I don't have anything about this show that I don't like. That's pretty cool. I like the themes and ideas really seriously. The action and animation and like storyboarding and direction and composition and put togetherness and music and everything serves well to tell that story and give me the feelings that I want to have as I engage with this thing in a fun context. And it's not like dark and dreary, but like fun and enjoyable and interesting in it. It keeps giving me ideas and it keeps making me more able to see beyond the like confines of my narrow worldview, and I really value it. I really value what this show is giving to me. So I'm excited to see what it does as it steps forward. I have the distinct impression that our simple day-by-day adventuring life, where we get to live in peace relatively and eat cool monsters, while elements of it will continue on, I think bigger things are in play. And I think we're about to come face to face with things that make dragons, big monsters, seem like chump change. I wonder if those will be factions, wizards, hordes, armies. I wonder what it'll be. I'm excited to find out next time on Dungeon Meshi. I'm excited to have you there with me. Thanks for joining me for this part so far. I'll see you next time for more. Much love. Peace.